Welcome to this second video of the playlist Linux as an operating system. In this video, I will cover basic commands in my Ubuntu system. So first of all, you have two options. You can either download a VirtualBox, Oracle VirtualBox, and then download Ubuntu, and then combine them and create a machine and use the Linux in terminal of that. Or else you can download Ubuntu LTS version, latest version. Currently, the latest version is I think 22.03, and you can download it from the store of Microsoft Windows operating system. And then you have to set your username and a password, and then you can access it very easily. So in this video, I have downloaded it from the store and I'm gonna use it. You have two options and you can download it as per your feasibility. So this is the Ubuntu 22.04 LTS. Make sure to download the long-term support version of the Ubuntu as an operating system, because it will be able to automatically update itself and the downloads will be available very easily. But if the operating system has no LTS supported, either you download Ubuntu or Red Hat, then it will be very difficult for you to update it via present the application in your computer itself. You have to delete it and reinstall from the official website of that particular version. Okay, so let's start this operating system Ubuntu. It may take some time when you will first click on it. Wait for some minutes or for some seconds. So it's started. Okay, here the dollar prompt represents that it is for all the users, normal users. Okay, for converting it from the normal user to the root user. Root user is the main user of the Unix and Linux operating system. In Windows, you know, there is an administrator, which is the main authenticated user of the Windows, whereas in Linux and Unix, that authenticated user is known as the root user. So the dollar prompt represents that the user is not an authenticated user. To go to from an normal user to authenticated user, you have to use sudo command, sudo su. Then you have to write your password which you have created earlier when you will download this Ubuntu operating system. So write the password. I'm gonna write it. I have to again write the password. I've entered it and then press enter. So this hash prompt represent that now you are a root user. This is for the normal users and this is for the root user. Okay, so first of all you have to check that there is a bridge connection between your Windows system and Linux system present or not. To check it, we have to write the command if config in your terminal. Then if you get this inet id, this id like this, then your bridge is connected. Okay, if it shows an id like 10.000 or else, then it it may show that your bridge is not connected properly between the Linux and Windows. To do so, you have to go to cmd command prompt of your Windows system and then write ping and copy that inet id. You have to copy it by using Control C. Then you have to paste it and then enter. If you get four replies, yeah, you see that packets, you sent four packets and all the four packets are received. It means that the connection between the Windows and Linux operating system is connected well. There is no losses. If there is no losses, 0% loss, it means that the connection is well connected. Okay. After that, you can close your CMD and then you have to go to your terminal. Now, what we can do, in Windows system, you create files, right? To do so in Unix and Linux operating system, you have to use a command mkdir. Mkdir, full form of mkdir is make a directory and then write the directory name. I write the directory name as directory 1. Okay. Here you can see that now the hash prompt comes. If the hash prompt comes, it means that the earlier request was already processed and the output is already saved in the system. If the hash prompt is not shown, it means that your process is still going on in the backend of the system. Wait until that hash prompt not comes, and if it not comes, and if there is a condition, if it goes in a certain infinite loop, then you can use control plus C to exit it from that particular infinite loop. So to check that if your directory in the path home and Harsh Raj Verma, that is your username, that my username is Harsh Sharma, is created or not, you have to use a command known as ls, which shows all the list present in that particular directory. Okay, I have already created many directories, which is shown. I have created a new directory name as directory 1. Let's check that it is created or not. Yeah, it is created. Okay, it is an empty directory. Okay, it is not filled by me, it is an empty directory. In that directory I have to create some other directory or some other subdirectories or files. Okay, to do to do so to do so we have to use now mkdir again. But before that, we have to check that we are present in the directory 1. Okay, to do so we use cd command. Write cd and name the directory in which we want to change. The full form of cd is change directory. Okay, cd directory 1, and then enter. Now to check yourself that in which directory you are currently present, to print the path name in which you are currently present, you can use the command known as pwd. The full form of pwd is print working directory, and press enter. Here you can see that home Harsh Raj Verma directory 1, and itself you can see it from here. But for any purpose you want to print it as an output, you can use pwd print working directory command. Okay, now you want to create another directory known as directory 2. Write the name of the directory and enter. Now check ls. Yeah, directory 2 is created. Now switch to that directory 2, and then we have to create a new file. For creating a file, there is two options. Either we can use an editor such as nano editor or vi editor, or we can use touch command to create an empty file. To create an empty file, use touch and name of the file such as file 7. Okay, file 7. To check that the file is created or not, write ls. Yeah, you can see that file 7 is present. One thing to keep it in mind, that if this blue color is shown as highlighting this text, it means that that particular word is an directory. If it is not, it means that it is not a directory, it is a file of different extension. Okay, if it is not present in an extension, the default extension will be .sh, that is for shell. So touch, after creating an empty file, now you have to fill that file. So you can use cat command to fill. Now you can use the cat command to fill. Cat and name the file which you had created, which is file 7, and enter. Okay, in this way you can in this way you can edit, or the second option is using an editor. There are mainly two editors. First one is vi editor and the second one is nano editor. There are two different editors having two different functionalities but same application. Okay, by using vi editor, you have to use vi and then name of the file. Now write the name of the file, which is file 7. A new prompt will be opened, and in this you can write, but before writing you have to press escape, and then you have to press I for insert. Now you can write anything. So I write this is vi editor. Okay, now to close it and save it, you have to press escape to save, and to close it you have to use colon wq or colon qw. You can use anyone. Okay, and then exit. Now to check that the content is present or not, you can use again cat command, cat file 7, enter. You can see that this is a vi editor, this is vi editor which I had written in vi is written. Okay, the second option is to use nano editor. Okay, so let's create a new file. Let's create a new file. To create a new file, again use an empty file. You can use touch command, file 8, and then nano file 8. In nano you don't have to press escape or I anything, you can start writing from here. This is nano editor. To close it and save it, you have to press Ctrl O. For saving it, you can change the name such as file 8 or anything else. um I'm writing file 8 itself, and then press enter. And to close the editor you can use Ctrl X. To check it, now again use cat and file 8. You can see now this is nano editor is written on the output screen very easily. Okay, now this is all about the basic commands. One thing to make sure that you don't need to always create an empty file using touch command to do the operations. You can itself use the editor. For example, there is two files present here, file 7 and file 8. Okay, there is two files present now. Now I want to create a new file, file 9. I will not use touch command. Touch command, to use a touch command is an optional to create an empty file. But if you use an editor vi or nano, that that particular file will be automatically created and will be opened as well simultaneously at the same time. Okay, so first of all I use nano and write file 9. So here file 9 will be created, and after creation of the file 9, the new prompt will be open for entering the data present in the file 9. Okay, this is file 9 data. Now to save it, Control O, then enter, and then Control X. Now ls, you can see that a new file, file 9 is created. To check what is written over here in the file 9, you can use cat command, concatenate command, and after writing cat you have to name the file, file 9, and then enter. You can see that this is the file 9 data which I had written in nano editor is present over here as an output. Now similarly I want to create a new file, file 10, by using vi editor. Vi file 10, enter, escape I. This is file 10 data using vi editor. To save it, press escape and then colon wq or qw as per your convenience and press enter. Now ls, you can see that file 10 is created. Okay, now to check the data, again use cat file 10, enter. You can see that this is file 10 data using variator is present. So I hope you understand all these things. Now these things are all about the creation of the directory, creation of subdirectory, and creation of the file. Now if you want to delete the directory or file, you can use two commands. First one is rmdir to delete a directory, that is remove directory, rm for remove and dir for directory, and then write the name of the directory. Okay, but you are still present in the directory 2, you have to first go to main user, then you can delete the directory, but make sure that the directory is empty. First you have to delete the first have you have to delete all the files which are present in the subdirectory, that is directory 2, then you can delete directory 1. Okay, so first if I go to see if I go to main user, cd dot dot is used to go one step back. Okay, I was in directory 2, when I use cd dot dot I go to directory 1, when I again use cd dot dot I go to my main user Harshaduma path. Okay, now if I want to delete a directory and I use rmdir directory 1, first of all let's see how many directories are present. 17 directory, 1 pts, directory 1 which I had created uh, today. Okay, so I want to delete this directory, rmdir directory 1. You can see the output that directory is not empty. Firstly, we can delete our directory by using rmdir command only if the directory is already empty. If it's not empty, we cannot delete it. Firstly, we have to delete all the files and subdirectories, then only we can delete the main directory. So let's delete the subdirectories. Okay, let's go to directory 1. In directory 1, there is directory 2. If we again want to delete this directory, we cannot delete, because in directory 2 there are many files such as file 10, file 7, file 8, file 9 present. Let us check if it is it correct or not. Okay, again, directory is not empty, you have to first delete all the files. So again, go to directory 2 and ls. We have to remove all the files, delete all the files. So rmdir command is used to remove a directory, but file 10, file 7, file 8, file 9 is not a directory, it is a file. So for deleting the file, we can use a simple command, that is rm remove dir directory, and you can delete all the other files present in that particular subdirectory rm, and then name of the files such as file 10, file 7. You have to use a space between all the files. File 8, file 9, enter. Now check, the hash prompt has received and it shows no output. It means that there is no files present in that subdirectory now. Okay, now cd dot dot check, directory 2 is present. Now we can delete that directory because it is now an empty directory. Directory 2. Now check ls. Again, it is now empty. Cd dot dot now ls. Now you can see that directory 1 is present, and now it is an empty directory. So let's check that it will delete or not. Rm dir directory 1 ls. Now you can see that directory 1 is not present over here. Okay, so you can remove a directory only when all the subdirectories and files present in that particular parent directory is already deleted. If it is not an empty directory, you have to make it empty and then you can delete the directory. Okay, so this is all about the creation of the folders file. Now the basic features, such as to view calendar, you can use cal. The calendar will be opened. Okay, to see the date today, you can use date. The date as well as time with ist and year will be shown in the output screen. Now I already told pwd for printing the directory. Okay, ls for showing all the list. So this is all about the basic commands of linux. We'll catch up again in the next video by some other commands which are more advanced than this. Till then, have a good day and practice. Thank you, have a nice day.